Hello everyone. Let us start with the chapter 7 from the book First Flight. The name of the chapter is Glimpses of India. This chapter actually comprises of three stories in all. Like you can see in this title slide, the first one is A Baker from Goa, another one is Kurg, and the third one is Tea from Assam. So, in this particular lesson, we will come to know something about a baker from Goa. This lesson, Glimpses of India, it deals with some lesser known aspects, each of Goa and Kurg and Assam. Our country is so beautiful from east to west and from north to south, yet I guess in our lifetime, we do not even get a chance to go across and see the beauty of our country. So, at least through these three stories, we come to know a little more about Goa and Kurg and Assam. So, let us go further. This is a story baker from Goa. Goa, which is known for its beautiful churches and its Portuguese culture, music, beaches, and scenic beauty. But the important role played by a baker in a traditional Goan village is really not known to us, the outsiders, unless we read this chapter. So, this writer, Lucio Rodriguez, he acquaints us and provides information about Goa and how the bakers in Goa play a vital role in their day to day life. This is the summary. The author tells us that his elders usually thought fondly of the old Portuguese days. Portuguese means because I hope you must be knowing that Goa was under the Portuguese rule for many years until 1966. Goa celebrates its foundation day along with Haryana on 1st of November 1966. So till then Goa was under the Portuguese regime. The lesson begins with how narrators' elders often recall the time when Goa was under the rule of the Portuguese, means the people from Portugal, Portugal, what we call that. They talk how the importance of bakers is still maintained in their villages even after the Portuguese have left. Even after the invaders, those who came from various countries to India, they had left our country, yet some of them who were living here, some of them who didn't choose to go back, they carry their own culture, and that culture now has become an integral part of Indian culture. We have very liberally encompassed all those beauties of their cultures in ours. Now they are known as peders in Goa. The bakers, they are known as peders in Goa. You can see the picture. This is how they used to come. They used to have one bamboo stick in their hand along with some musical instrument placed over it, and then they would be having this basket in which they would be keeping some loaves of breads and different kinds of things that they baked in their bakeries. So they were known as the peders. These are the variety of breads, you can say, and variety of things baked in their bakeries. Some of them are ring shaped and some of them are loaves of bread, some of them are different shapes and designs. So this is a part and parcel of Goan life. The baker used to visit twice a day in every Goan village, once while he was on the round to sell his loaves in the morning, and the other time while returning with his empty basket after selling all the loaves of the breads. It was the sound of his bamboo stick that woke the children up, because with their bamboo they used to make the thud sound, jingle jingle sound, and thud and jingle sound, and children used to feel very excited to meet the peders, those who came to sell the bread. The children were so excited to meet the pader and choose from the bread bangers or cancon he made especially for them, because children are generally attracted by some different kind of things. So the bakers and the bakers, you can say, they were also very smart. They knew how to target the little children so that they could buy their breads. So they made different shapes for them. While the bangles were for children, loaves were for the adults that were generally collected by the maid servant of the household. So, see the funny way of carrying the basket by a Goan baker. The mixers, the molders, and their time tested furnaces continue to serve the people of Goa with their famous bread loaves. Though the Portuguese they have left Goa now, yet the mixers and the molders through which they make the mold and the furnaces in which they bake the bread finally, they can be found there in Goa. It is possible that the original ones may not exist, but their profession is being continued by their sons. So, like it happens, if a father is a baker, generally their kids try to become the same as their parents are. So, this goes on one generation, this tradition goes on from one generation to another generation. So, actually, the original ones they may not exist now, yet the tradition, the profession of the bakers, it is still continued by many generations of the bakers. The thud of their bamboo stick can still be heard in some parts of the village. The same jingling thud would wake the narrator and his friends during their childhood days, who would go running to him without brushing or washing their mouth properly. This is just similar as you can imagine. When you wake up in the morning, you might be hearing some of the sounds of some street vendors who are selling vegetables or something else, and we people are accustomed to listening to their noises and sounds, and we immediately come to know which vendor has come to sell what. So similarly, the children and especially the author, because he is right now our narrator, he tells us how he along with his friends they used to wake up in the morning by listening to the thud and jingling sound of the bamboos made by the peders who used to come in the morning to sell the loaves of bread. Now see this preparation made by this lady. So this is a general thing in every household of Goa because people are so fond of baking all these things. It was a maid servant in the house who collected the loaves, as we read earlier, that while the bangles were for the young kids, other loaves of breads they were meant for the adult ones, which were collected by the maid servant of the houses. Bakery products have importance in culture and traditions of Goa. What do they call it? Sweet bread is known as ball, bol. Sweet bread is known as ball, which is a part of marriage gifts. Cakes and bolanas or coconut cookies are eaten at every festival, and the lady of the house prepares sandwiches at her daughter's engagement. So this is a tradition in Goa and most of the villages in Goa that they would keep one sweet bread if there is any party or any engagement or any marriage party going on, that is known as bolina or coconut cookies. And especially the mother, she would prepare sandwiches when it will be the time of her daughter's engagement. So just you can imagine people engaging themselves in this process of baking and then serving. In the narrator's childhood days, he had seen them wearing shirts and pants whose length was shorter than the usual ones. Earlier, when the author might not have been born in the time of his parent or his grandparent, these pader, they used to wear a dress that was long and that came down to the knees. So, but when the author remembers, the time when he remembers, he had seen these peders wearing shirts and pants because time had changed by them, whose length was shorter than the usual ones. A little three-quarter pant, you can say. So they used to wear such kind of pants and shirts. It was a part of their identity, so much so that even if someone wears that trouser length now, he's said to have dressed like a baker or pader, as was said in olden days. So if anybody now also in Goa wears a pant which is shorter than the usual length, people would call that you are dressed like a baker or you are dressed like a pader. The baker had a way of making monthly record of bills on a wall using a pencil and then collecting the money at the end of the month. The baker would come every morning to the village. He would go to every household to sell the loaves of the breads and see the trust. They trusted each other. That's why the baker would write all the account of every people in the wall by using a pencil. When a pencil, whatever we write with the pencil, it can be rubbed easily. Yet this is what the trust is all about, that people trusted each other. Even the baker who used to sell his bread every day, he would have a great trust in people, that he would write with pencil only, and at the end of the month he would collect all the bill from people. So this is how you can see somebody buying a loaf of bread, because that is a usual part of their life. Earlier, bakers wore a unique frock of knee length, as I told you, known as kabai. What was the name of their dress? It was the name of kabai. But during the narrator's childhood days, they wore a shirt and trouser. We have already discussed it. They generally collected their bills at the end of every month. This also I have told you. Bakery has continued to be a profitable profession, managing to keep their families joyous and prosperous. That's why it's a joke now in Goa. If the Goans, they find somebody who is very healthy and a little on the fatter sort of thing, so people would make fun of him and would say, "Are you a baker? Are you a pader?" Because they think the one who is quite healthy, the one who is quite prosperous, would be a baker, because bakers never slept on a hungry stomach. So their business was so profitable that their families were very happy and joyous, and this is what we all need when we are in a profession. So this, though we have read earlier, you can have a look once again. These points have been given again and again just for your reference, so that you may know them. The baker often made a musical entry with his bamboo stick. His one hand supported the basket on his head, while the other banged the bamboo on the ground. Just imagine, one hand holding the basket on the head, another hand holding a bamboo stick and making a thud and jingling sound. He would go house to house and greet the ladies before handing them over the loaves. The parents would scold the children and make them stand aside, but as eager as they were, they would climb a bench or the wall to peep into the basket. As kids are very, curious beings. So when a baker would come, they would like to peep into his basket, what sort of bread he has kept. So just a general, usual scenario which can remind all of us of our own childhood days. So this is how you can, visualize and picturize a pader in Goa wearing a single shirt sort of dress, which is beneath the knee length, and holding one bamboo in another hand and making a thudding and jingling sound. So this is the usual attire worn by a baker or a pader in Goa. Baking has always been a profitable profession. The baker's family and workers have always been happy. The baker was usually fat, which was proof that he had a lot to eat, and hence was a proof of his richness. Even to this day, someone with a well built body is compared to a baker. I have already told you this. So, here we come to an end of this fantastic story about the bakers in Goa. In the next video, we will discuss question answers from this chapter.